Nevada-born pop artist Red Leather is in his next chapter, and honestly, it feels earned. His 2023 debut, Reno, quietly became a phenomenon. 300 million streams, 3 million followers, and a fan base that showed up for real, for real. Now he's back with his sophomore project, Tahoe. This dropped back in the 27th of February, and this album is where he stops introducing himself and starts staking his claim. This is no longer a one to watch situation. He's arrived. The album came paired with a full North American and European headline tour. Not a support slot, not a festival run or a headline. This is a headline tour we're talking about. That's the kind of move that tells you an artist knows exactly where they stand. And for the vinyl people, there's actually vinyls dropping on in May. So keep an eye out for that. I think the pre-orders are you can make pre-orders now. They're going to be shipping out in May 8th. Physical media making a comeback. Vinyls are making a comeback. Who would have thought? But here we are. Either way, this project runs 16 tracks. It's about 48 minutes, a 48-minute listen. After a slow buildup of an opener, the title track, The Hardest Climb there, it ends up being some high energy anthems at the front end, some more reflective material as it goes deeper. That's a real through line that expands throughout the entire project. A few things worth noting about the production is that Red Leather wrote and produced Tahoe himself, from top to bottom, which gives it this cohesive and intentional vibe that a lot of sophomore albums you don't get. From a lot of sophomore records that matters, and you can hear it. The album avoids that thing that happens when you've got too many cooks in the kitchen because of that sort of a one man show sort of thing. His sound sits at the intersection of alt rock textures with Americana, influenced by storytelling and atmospheric pop. Think emotional weight, wide open spaces, and production that earns the swells that happen on songs like Wish You Were Here, for example. And the sequencing, it moves like a freaking journey, opens with momentum, earns the quiet moments, and lands somewhere that feels like resolution rather than something tidy and, nipped and tucked. The last track is literally called Bury Me in Vegas. talk, talk about a resolution. Talk about uh, um, a final resolution to this sort of kind of journey, which is cool because the last project was called Reno. Couple of tracks that you can start with just to see the vibes of what's going on here. Bonnie and Clyde. This is the obvious entry point. It's high energy, immediately infectious, already racking up streams for a reason. SOS. This is the emotional gut punch that happens on the record. It feels urgent, melodically sharp, the kind of song that sticks after one listen. Wish You Were Here. This one is atmospheric, nostalgic. It plays um, better and better on repeated listens. So you got to run this one back a couple of times before, perhaps before it actually sticks. The Man Behind the Mask. Man Behind the Mask. This is a late album standout. This is going to be the penultimate track on the project. His vocals open up here in a way that um, reframes the whole project and really focuses more on the vocals. And the thing is, like, the production is just so well done and put together. It's like a whole freaking movie. But this one highlights the vocals a lot more. So I definitely check that one out. A standout track that you gotta that I wish would have, I don't know. It's the fourth track on the project. It's called Last Call. It's a very emotional ride, especially when you know his background. Last call at the bar. I order one more beer. I'm a stranger in the crowd, and I'm holding back the tears. One more shot of Jameson. Two more bumps at 3 a.m. We're talking about cocaine, right? Before I jump, I think of who I'll miss. I'm too young to die alone. 1,000 miles away from home. One last call before I go. Need you to pick up the phone. Oh, I'm sorry that I called. Oh, I'm sorry that I called, but I just needed to talk. I just need to talk. He's saying, right? I'm at war with myself, and I just need some help. Yeah, I just need some help. I'm standing on the edge, thinking, is this the end? Dear God, I need a friend to catch my fall. Oh, I'm sorry that I called, but I just need to talk. I just need to talk. That line right there, where he says, I need a friend to catch my fall, this is a literal event that happened in his life. So Tahoe is, I think he's going on about 3 years sober. I haven't checked. I'm not on his list of accountability partners, but he was a drug addict. And I guess they say if you're a drug addict, you're always a drug addict. You know what I mean? You just how long have you been? Is it on the wagon or off the wagon? Well, either way, he's been sober for a while now, 3 years sober, and he there's an interview I listened to with him. Well, he's talking recounting this, and this was actually before the Reno Project dropped, or when the Reno Project dropped, and he's talking about how this was literally an event. He was at some party, he didn't know anybody there, and he was just like feeling out of his element, and so he went to he had some anxiety, so he went to the coping mechanism that he's used to, cocaine. So this dude was doing line after line. He said he found himself in the stairwell and was just going up and up and up. And he stopped at a particular landing and he just do another line. And then he kept going up and up and up. And then he found himself at the roof of this building. He's at the roof of this building and he's at his wit's end. He's like, what am I doing? What is this all about? You know, screw all this. I'm just gonna end it all. So he's really thinking of just like jumping, self deletion. He has 1% on his phone. You have 1% on your phone. It's pretty much like being in prison. You get one phone call. So he called his buddy, and shout out to the friends that show up in your most vulnerable moments. They answered. They answered. They talked to him and they came and picked him up. He's like, I need a friend to catch my fall. His fall at that point was metaphoric. He was about to be literal with it. But he was in a downward spiral. And that friend showed up for him. So shout out to all those friends that show up. Shout out to those I just watched The Smashing Machine. This is A24. They're gonna get me with every movie. A24, you got my money. Just say it's A24. I'm gonna show up. This was with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and he has a friend that shows up for him when he's at his most vulnerable. This guy ends up, I think he ended up passing out, or he crashed out. He was on drugs, like performance enhancement stuff, painkillers and stuff, and he ended up passing out and being in the hospital. And his friend flew into town to show up for him. He's like, I'm here because I love you. Two men talking about, yo, this is your support system. Tell your brother you love him. Tell your friend you love him, especially men out there. We don't want to say these sorts of things, but like let them know that they matter. And don't let it wait till it's a point where they're nearly about to jump off of a building to do it. Because if you tell them in advance, they have that reinforcing mechanism within themselves because they have this built in because you've been telling them. Because you've been giving them their flowers. You've been showing up for them. So show up for your people when they need you. And if you're the one in need, make that call. He was at 1%. Make that phone call. You never know who's actually going to show up for you. And these are the moments, not that you want to put your people in positions to test them. You're not testing them. But if you're actually going through something, don't feel like you have to go through it alone. This is the portion where I'll go ahead and put in that hotline. I've done it several times on the show. I put in a hotline for people to call if you need to. You can, I read every comment. So if you need to put something in the comment, put it in the comment. I'll talk to you. I'll give you. I'll give you that conversation. You know what I mean? I'll help you. with another reason to check out my next episode and to be around to be able to check my next drop. I need the subs. I need subscriptions. Go ahead and like and subscribe right now if you need a friend. Holla at your boy. No joke. Real talk. You know what I mean? We all human. We all in this together. There's okay. All right. Fine. I'm gonna have to go here. There's there's a particular philosophy in life. There's several different philosophies that about how the value of this current life versus what the afterlife has to offer. And there's a lot of people out here that are really kind of throwing away, and maybe it's not a self-deletion manner, but like it could be in effort. When like Deadpool says maximum effort and he does the least, they do the least with what's going on with life right now. I don't believe in the afterlife. I don't have evidence of there being anything after this. So if I don't have evidence for it, I have no reason to believe in it, outside of just faith. But I don't have any evidence for it. So I tend to follow the evidence, right? So somebody would say, well, then if you don't believe in the afterlife, then you just do whatever the hell you want. You just go all crazy and just like, no. I live a good and moral life. I'm a humanitarian. Because I don't believe in the afterlife, it gives me more reason to value this life, value this earth, value this experience that I'm currently having with all of y'all. And I want to share it with y'all as long as we can. We're not immortal. So let's work together. Let's support each other to make this the best life, the best experience that we can while we're here. Why not? So if you're sometimes some of these folks that are like very, very like hell bent is a crazy way is a wild way to put it. But if you're set on like, yo, my reward is in the afterlife, you let a lot of things slide in the current life right now. That's like some fuck shit. It's like you let a lot of stuff slide now because they're gonna get justice in the afterlife. But like, yo, what about giving them justice now? What about doing what is right in the current time? What about making this world that you're here cool? Like, even if you do believe in the afterlife, bro, you're going to be here for like 60, 70 years. How about making those like a good 60, 70 years? Why throw that away? Even if you believe in the afterlife, why just throw that away? And so shout out to Red Leather for reaching out when he needed help. And shout out to his buddy for being available and being there, and showing up for the friends in your life. Are you a true friend, or you just call yourself that? And he showed it for himself. Together, these tracks, these that I just highlighted here, they map the full emotional arc: defiance, longing, vulnerability, self-reckoning, perfectly. The production doesn't oversell. It's crisp without being sterile, which gives the storytelling room to actually land. This isn't a glow-up story. It's a genuine artist stepping forward. Red Leather sounds confident without sounding like he's trying to prove something. The record is emotionally honest, sonically expansive, and sequenced with real intention. If Tahoe were a moment, I'd say it's like riding through the mountains full throttle at dusk. It's rugged and reflective all at the same time. There's some visuals that he put out for a couple of these tracks, that's like really in the back country of like a snowy mountains kind of thing, and he keeps that theme throughout. It's beautiful stuff that like helps you visualize what he's putting out through the music. Bottom line, Red Leather isn't just proving that he can do it twice. He's proving that the first one wasn't a fluke. Tahoe is confident, it's emotionally honest, and it's built to last beyond a hype cycle. This album is one that will have listeners that are just tuning in for the first time turn into loyalists.